and welcome to Stand Up Diaries entry 64. And this one's called Driving Around the City. And my friend Ryan, I'm taking him to the airport soon. He's gonna go to LA. And he drew some pictures on the entry logo he made yesterday. So I thought it was a good idea. So here's a little picture of Lakeshore Boulevard. It's a very famous street here in Toronto that skirts the lake. And I had the pleasure of driving on it yesterday. I did my first show at Not My Dog on Queen Street. That was a fun little set. Tried out some new stuff and some old stuff. And then I asked a fellow comic if she wanted to ride with me to Etobicoke, because it's sometimes nice to offer a ride to the shows that are a little bit farther out of the city if you can, because a lot of comics can't afford to spend that time on the TTC. And so we went on the Lakeshore Boulevard and got to that show, and I think I performed 14th or something like that. So I'm still paying my dues. You know, you're gonna pay your dues for a really long time, and I've always said that I feel bad when people have to wait a long time at my open mic, but I'm definitely waiting a long time to get on different shows. One sec, I gotta get Maple to eat some of the seed. And also, something that I think is actually kind of cool is that I was watching some stand-up comedy today as homework. I was studying up. Like, it's great that that's what I get to study now, is just watching some really good stand-up comedy. But I think that you have to. Like, what hockey player doesn't watch, NHL hockey games to get inspired or to see just how good the pros are? So I watched a little bit of Ellen today, and I watched a little bit of Michael McIntyre. He's a UK comic that I actually had never heard of, and I saw his bit on like people with kids don't know, and talking about how difficult it is to do things that you never even thought were difficult things in the first place, like leaving the house, like how difficult it is just to leave the house once you have kids. So I kind of was having fun just watching some of that comedy. And I also ran into a comic yesterday who, he goes all over the GTA. He's one of the best comics with like diversifying his shows each month. And I just said to him, and I was like, hey man, I'd really appreciate if you took me in the car with you sometimes to drive to shows in different parts of the GTA. And he's like, of course. And I was like, and of course I would give you some gas money for the privilege. Like you should get some sort of perk for driving people all over the city. So I think, yeah, like I said yesterday, being nice to people is always good, and if people are going to give you rides somewhere, it's always nice to throw them a couple bucks for gas, because they have a lot of wear and tear on their cars, and it's just good etiquette. Anyways, this has been your next edition of Stand Up Diaries. I have been Michelle Christine, and this, well, she's Maple the Lovebird.